I flew home for Thanksgiving after 5 years abroad. My family didn't even pick me up, didn't save me a seat, and introduced me as the disappointment who ran away. My aunt scoffed. Oh, you finally decided to show your face? Don't expect a warm welcome. My cousin snapped. Why are you even here? Nobody wanted you back. Even my own mother muttered, just don't ruin the evening for everyone. I just smiled and said, don't worry, I won't make this mistake again. 2 months later, I made a move they never expected. Last night, I got a message. Everyone's freaking out. Please respond. So I guess I'll just get into it. BC, I'm still kind of pissed, and TBH, I need to vent somewhere that isn't my group chat. They're tired of this story already, LOL. For context, I haven't been home in 5 years. Not BC, I hate my family or whatever. Just life stuff, pandemic, money, job. Then I moved to Berlin, and it just felt like I blinked, and it had been half a decade. We don't do FaceTime calls or anything. Just the classic family group texts and the odd meme from my cousin Kelly. I was honestly kind of hyped to come back, thought it was going to be like those dumb posts where everyone cries and hugs in the airport. Yeah, no. So first weird thing. I texted the family group chat from the airport after landing like, hey, I'm here. No reply. Waited a sec, scrolled my phone. The only message I got was from my mom. Just Uber. We're busy with prep. I thought it was a joke. It wasn't. I grab my suitcase and go down to the pickup area, still thinking someone's going to do a surprise or whatever, but nope. I wait 15 minutes, call my mom, goes to voicemail. Cool. So I get an Uber to the house, which is like 30 minutes. I'm not going to lie, I was already annoyed, but whatever. I chalked it up to classic family chaos. I get there, walk up, and like, nobody even comes to the door. I let myself in. Living room smells like turkey. Everyone's voice is from the dining room. I poke my head in, and no one even stops talking. Not even a, hey, you're home. Nothing. I stand there for a sec. Awkward as hell. And finally my Aunt Bernice glances over and just goes, oh, you finally decided to show your face. Don't expect a warm welcome. I thought she was joking, so I kind of laughed. Nope. Dead serious. My cousin Jared looks up from his phone and goes, why are you even here? Nobody wanted you back? Then my mom, who's sitting at the end of the table, says, just don't ruin the evening for everyone. Literally, I'd been in the house for maybe 2 minutes. I look for a seat and there isn't one. Like the table's set for everyone but me. Even the kids' table is full. I ask if there's another chair and my mom just says, we didn't know if you'd actually show up. You never make it to anything. Which, yeah, I've missed a couple weddings and stuff, but it wasn't on purpose. It's just hard to fly back from Europe for a weekend. I try to explain and Bernice cuts me off, says, nobody wants to hear your excuses. We're just glad you finally stopped running away from your roots. I end up standing in the doorway, holding my bag, and the only person who even offers me a seat is my cousin Kelly, but she's wedged in between the little kids and there's literally no space. Her dad, my Uncle Lane, just says, you can eat after. There's food left in the kitchen. I put my bag down and just stand there like an idiot. I probably should have just left right then, but I didn't want to make a scene. So I go to the kitchen. There's like a plate of cold mashed potatoes and some weird green beans. I hear them in the dining room. They're talking about me like I'm not even in the house. Oh, Bryce is back. Wonder how long he'll last this time. He probably thinks he's better than us now. Hope he doesn't start another argument. My mom's voice again. Just don't bring up politics. You know how he gets. Like what? I literally hadn't said anything but hi. I just eat standing up by the sink scrolling my phone. It's actually kind of hilarious in a sad way. Every time someone comes in to get a drink, they just ignore me. At one point, my cousin Jared bumps into me and doesn't even say sorry, just looks at me like I'm in his way. I ask about my room and my mom says, oh, we turned your room into a sewing room. Your stuff's in the garage. She tosses me a key. I go out to the garage and there's just 3 boxes with my name sharpied on the side. Most of it's junk I forgot I even owned. So now I'm sitting on a folding chair in the garage, scrolling TikTok, and I'm just like, why did I even come here? I hear people laughing inside. Then the door opens and my aunt comes out, sees me, and just shakes her head. Says, some people can't handle real family. Guess Europe changed you. I tell her, you have no idea what you're talking about. She rolls her eyes and goes back inside. I go back in for dessert thinking maybe it'll be chill, but I walk in and they're all taking a family photo. I try to get in the group and my Uncle Lane says, maybe sit this one out, Bryce. You've been gone so long we might forget who you are. People laugh. It's that fake, mean laugh. I just walk out. I hear my mom say, he's always so dramatic, that's why he can't keep friends. I slam the front door. I actually went back in to grab my backpack and my cousin Jared is at the fridge. He looks at me and goes, so what? You're running away again? I tell him, I'm not running. I just don't want to be here. He kind of shoves past me on his way out of the kitchen. Not hard, just enough to make a point. I don't push back, but I stare him down. He just smirks. Nungle. I wanted to hit him, but I didn't. I book a room at the old Holiday Inn down the street, pack up my stuff from the garage. My mom texts me, "Don't make this about you, Bryce. Just be grateful we let you come." I don't reply. I leave the key on the counter and head out without saying bye to anyone. So yeah, that was my big family reunion. 5 years away and they treat me like I'm a stray dog. TBH, I used to think maybe I'd come back for good someday, but now, IDK, I'm kinda done. I'm not gonna let this go though. I'm not just gonna let them treat me like crap and walk away. I've got a few ideas for how to make them regret it. Not gonna sit here and mope. I'll post again if anyone cares how this plays out. Edit. Yes, I know some families are just like this, but FR? I never did anything to deserve it except move away. They've always been salty about it. My mom especially. She always thought I was abandoning her for fancy city life or whatever. They all act like I owe them for leaving. Like, I'm supposed to fix everything when I visit. Tech stuff, money stuff, whatever. This time, I'm done. If you got questions, drop them. I've got the receipts. I'm not gonna let this go. Update 1. Okay, so I guess this is the update some people wanted. And yeah, I'm still mad, not gonna lie. IDK if this is even revenge yet, but it's def not forgiveness. TBH, I don't get how people just eat that kind of treatment and go, oh well, family is family. Nah, I'm not wired that way. If you saw my last post, you know what happened. Thanksgiving was a disaster, I left and didn't look back. But it's not like my family suddenly stopped acting like jerks just BC, I wasn't there. If anything, the text got more passive-aggressive, like somehow I was the one who ruined it by leaving early and making a scene. LOL, okay, what really set me off was this group text my Aunt Bernice sent like a week later. She said, Bryce, since you're back in the country, can you help Uncle Lane with the property taxes? And someone else, I think it was Jared, added, and you need to fix the Dropbox, I can't get into my files. It was like no acknowledgement that they'd basically exiled me at dinner. Just a list of stuff they wanted. Like always, never fails. I'm not sure if people outside big families get this, but when you're the one who left, you're somehow always their backup plan for anything complicated. They act like I abandoned them, but then they dump every weird tech problem or paperwork thing on me. My mom's been on me forever about her Hoey email. Bernice wants help with her taxes every year. Jared somehow thinks I should just sort his PDF messes for him BC. I know computers. I literally fixed their crap from another continent for years, and all I got was sarcasm when I actually showed up. So I decided that's done. I'm not lifting a finger unless I get treated like a human being. Not a silent meltdown, like, I made it clear. I replied to the group chat, said, I won't be helping with anything until someone apologizes for Thanksgiving. No response? They just ignored it, like I was being dramatic again. After 2 days, my mom sends a private text. Just says, Bryce, this isn't about you. Family needs you to step up. I don't even answer. That's not an apology, I start thinking. What's the real leverage here? It's not just the little stuff. I've been the unofficial fixer for so long, they don't even realize how much they rely on me. All the docs, the shared drives, the little favors, the fact that I've always stepped in when they've blown deadlines or couldn't figure out some web portal. I'm not talking about like canceling their streaming services or taking a charger. I mean real stuff. Documents, files, the boring adult stuff that actually matters when tax season hits or the HOA is threatening fines. So, I started by just not answering. It sounds dumb, but you'd be surprised how fast stuff piles up. Uncle Lane starts texting, says he can't get into his online account, he's locked out, asks if I can reset it. I just leave him on read. My phone blows up for 2 days. Then Jared calls, I let it go to voicemail. He leaves a message, says he knows I'm mad, but I should be the bigger man. He always says that when he wants something, Bernice is next. She sends this long email about her tax docs being in the family Dropbox, and she can't find anything. And her accountant is asking for old receipts. I check the Dropbox and, yeah, it's a mess. I'd been the only one keeping it organized. Everyone else just dumps stuff everywhere. I don't touch it. I just forward her email to the whole family and say, maybe someone else can help then. I get this message from my mom. Can you please sort out the whole thing? They're threatening me with late fees. I don't know how to reply to these. I reply, you said not to ruin the evening for everyone, so I'm staying out of it. She leaves me on Reed Kelly, the only cousin who's actually kind of normal, I guess, DMs me on Insta, asks what happened. I tell her, you were there. You saw how they all piled on, and now they want me to fix everything. She says, yeah, it was bad, but you know how they get. They're just stressed. I say, I'm not their punching bag and I'm not their personal assistant. She just reacts with a thumbs up emoji, so a week passes and the group chat is basically just people complaining about everything being confusing. Nobody says sorry. Nobody even brings up Thanksgiving again, but the vibe is off. I start getting calls from weird numbers. I ignore them. I feel like they thought I'd just get over it, but I'm not that guy anymore. The only thing that actually made me pause was this call from my mom. She doesn't start with hi or anything, just says, Bryce, we need to talk. She starts listing all the stuff that's falling apart since I stopped helping. She's mad about the HOA, says they're threatening her with a lien. I say, you're an adult, figure it out. She starts yelling, says I'm ungrateful, says after all she's done for me. I run away and then hold the family hostage. I tell her, you chose to treat me like I was less than everyone else, so handle it yourself. She hangs up. I hear her slam the phone down, so here's where it gets kind of nuts. Bernice actually drives to my hotel. I see her in the lobby. She's got that look, like she's about to go off. She walks up and just starts talking, like, you're being immature, you need to come home, we're family, you can't just turn your back on us. I don't let her finish. I tell her, you made it clear what you think of me, so I'm not doing you any favors. She gets in my face and I back up. She pokes me in the chest and says, you don't get to do this, you owe us. I push her hand away. She looks at me like I hit her, but all I did was break her little dramatic moment. She storms out, slams the hotel door after that. I start seeing stuff unravel. Uncle Lane posts on Facebook that he's tired of people abandoning family when things get tough. Pretty sure that's about me. Jared texts me, says, hope you're happy screwing everyone over. I don't answer. The only thing I did that could be called revenge so far was this. I emailed the accountant, the boring family one, not a random friend or something, and told them I wouldn't be collecting or sending any family docs. I said any requests should go straight to the individuals. They reply like, okay, but that's going to be a mess. I just say, not my problem. I CC'd every adult in the family. 2 hours later, my mom calls, says I've put them in a terrible position. I say, maybe next time you'll remember to save me a seat. So now it's like every day I get some new angry message. Nobody's apologizing though. Just blame, guilt, and more demands. I'm not budging. I left the group chat, blocked Bernice's number, muted my mom for a week. I'm not playing the fixer anymore. I know some people are going to say I'm being petty, but if you've ever been treated like an afterthought for years and then expected to show up and save the day, you get it. I'm not breaking the law, not doing anything shady, just refusing to make their lives easier. I don't care if their paperwork gets lost or they get fined. I'm not their doormat. I haven't decided what to do next yet, but I'm not done. They made it clear I'm only useful when they need something, so fine, let's see how they like it when I'm just not there. IDK what the next move is, but I'm not rolling over. If you want to know how it escalates, let me know. I'm not holding back anymore. Update 2. Alright, so here's the next round. And honestly, if you told me this was going to get this messy, I would have laughed at you. I thought they'd at least try to fix things or just leave me alone, but nah. Apparently the family pride or whatever is more important than actually solving their mess. I don't even know if this is revenge anymore or just me being done, but FR, it's wild how fast things can start falling apart when you stop bailing people out. So like 2 weeks after all that silence, I notice my phone's blowing up again. Not from my mom or Bernice, I blocked them, but from random numbers and those weird please call us back voicemail. Turns out it's the HOA board for my mom's neighborhood and some guy from the tax office, not the IRS, just local stuff. I let it all go to voicemail. BC, not my circus anymore. Kelly texts me for real though, says, just a heads up, things are getting ugly over here, people are blaming each other. And it's awkward AF. She's actually the only one who sounds even a little normal, but she's not getting in the middle, and I don't blame her. Then I get an email from Jared, all caps, says, need to find my tax files now or I'm gonna get hit with late fees, thanks for nothing. I check the old Dropbox and LOL. He's deleted half his own stuff by accident. The folder's just chaos. He sends like 3 more emails, each more desperate, and then finally says, fine, I'll pay you if you help. I don't answer. I'm not doing this for money. In the group chat, yeah, I left the main one, but my Uncle Lane starts a new one. Classic move. Bernice says, well, if Bryce won't step up, I guess we'll just have to deal with the consequences. I reply for the first time in forever. Just say, you already are. The wildest part is how fast everyone starts turning on each other. I hear from Kelly that at some Sunday dinner, Jared and Bernice got into it about who was supposed to keep track of the family files. Jared says it's Bernice's fault for not backing things up. Bernice says mom was supposed to remind her about deadlines. Uncle Lane says none of it would be happening if I didn't run off to Europe. Apparently voices got raised. Someone slammed a cabinet. I'm picturing it like a bad reality show, then things get a little more real. Mom calls my hotel. I'm still there. Haven't set foot back in the house. Front desk calls up, says, your mom's here asking for you. I tell them I'm not available. A little while later I see her in the parking lot, pacing and yelling into her phone. I just go out the back and head to a coffee place. She leaves me like 6 voicemails, ranging from, please come home, to you're breaking this family apart. I get a certified letter. First time that's happened in my life. From the family lawyer. Yeah, we have a family lawyer. Not BC, we're fancy, just BC my grandpa. Set up a trust for some property ages ago, and it's still a thing. The letter basically says annual review of the trust can't happen without my signature. And if I'm not available, it gets delayed. And if it's delayed, nobody gets the payout they're used to at the holidays. I email back. I'm out of the country for the foreseeable future. CC'd the whole family. I'm not, but they don't know that. 2 hours later, my mom sends a group text, says, "Hope you're happy now. You're hurting everyone." I reply, "Maybe next time you'll remember how you treated me." This is where people start getting petty. Uncle Lane posts some passive-aggressive stuff on Facebook. Instead of asking for help, some folks just burn bridges like I can't see it. Bernice texts Kelly, says, "Can you talk some sense into your cousin? You know he's just being dramatic." Kelly forwards it to me, says, "I'm not getting involved, but damn, they're all losing it." Jared tries to go around me, emails the family accountant directly, says, "Can you just sign off on my stuff without Bryce?" Accountant says, "No, Bryce's signature is required for anything with the trust." Jared emails me again, says, "This is childish. Just do the right thing." I send back the receipts from Thanksgiving, screenshotted his "nobody wanted you back" comment. He replies, "That was a joke. You take everything too seriously." Right, a joke next week. Mom calls crying to Kelly, says she might lose the house if the HOA fine goes. I know it's bad, but I also know she's been using my name for years as a proxy at those meetings and never actually shown up herself. I get a letter from the HOA, says, "You are no longer listed as the household contact. Your mother must attend the next meeting or be fined." I toss it. Not my problem. Now Bernice's business gets hit with a late fee for missing a filing deadline, and she sends me a text that just says, "This is on you." I reply, "You always said I was a disappointment, so I guess I'm just meeting expectations." She leaves me on read. The only one who actually tries to be real with me is Kelly. She meets me for coffee and says, "I get why you're pissed, but they're not going to admit they're wrong." She says, "They've always been salty because you left. You were the smart one, and it made them feel left behind, even if they never said it." I tell her, "I'm not the villain here." And she's like, "Yeah, but you're the only one who left, so you're the only one who can be punished." I ask her, "Do you think they even care about me as a person?" She just shrugs and says, "I think they care about what you do for them." At least she's honest. Last thing that really set me off, Bernice actually shows up at my hotel again, this time with Uncle Lane. She tries the guilt thing, says, "You know Grandpa would be ashamed of you. We're family. We stick together." I say, "You didn't stick with me when I came home." Lane pushes past her, gets in my face and says, "Just sign the damn papers so we can move on." I say, "You want to move on? Start treating people with respect." Bernice slaps the table, says, "You're impossible." I just walk out. They stay there arguing with each other, so yeah, things are a mess. I'm not budging. I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not sabotaging anything. I'm just not helping anymore. The trust money is stuck. Their paperwork's a disaster, and nobody's getting bailed out. I can tell they're starting to realize I'm not coming back to fix it. Funny thing is, I don't even feel bad anymore. Not sure what the next move is, but I know I haven't even done the thing that's really going to make them flip. They still think I'll cave. Not this time. If you want the real chaos, wait for the next update. It gets better. Final update. All right. So this is probably going to be my last post about all this, and I gotta say, I didn't think it would get this wild. But here we are. NGGL, I'm still heated just thinking about the way Thanksgiving went down, but at this point it's not even a question of being mad. It's just, I'm not putting up with it anymore. Full stop. The whole family meltdown thing has gone from awkward to straight up chaos, and yeah, I'm not sorry for pushing them into it, so where did we leave off? Oh right, everything's stuck. BC, I stopped playing tech support and Signature Monkey. I'd been dodging calls, blocking numbers, sending receipts of their own words back at them. The trust money's frozen, Bernice's business got hit with late fees, Jared's lost in his own mess, Mom's HOA is up her ass. I haven't set foot back in their house. I've been chilling at the hotel or crashing at friends' places, mostly just minding my own business. The weird part was how quiet it got after the last blow-up. Like, they all just stopped. No more guilt trips, no more angry voicemails. I figured they were just icing me out or maybe finally getting it together on their own. LMAO. But then, last night, I'm at a bar with some of my old high school friends just talking about dumb stuff, and my phone starts buzzing nonstop. It's Kelly, blowing up my texts and Insta DMs. She never does that unless something's really off. Her first message just says, "Call me." The next one is, "Everyone's freaking out. Please respond." I ignore it for a bit just to see if she's being dramatic, but then I see there's like 10 missed calls from her. Finally, I step out and call her. She sounds legit panicked. She says, "Bryce, you need to check your email. Mom's losing it. Uncle Lane's threatening to call a meeting. Jared's saying you've ruined his whole year. Grandma's crying. Everyone's yelling at each other. It's a mess." I open my email and there's like 5 messages all at once. The lawyer's one of them says, "The trust meeting deadline is up, so the annual payouts are officially delayed until the next quarter. That means nobody's getting their usual money for the holidays. The family chat is all screenshots of everyone blaming each other. People saying it's my fault, others saying it's Bernice's, mom saying she doesn't know what to do anymore, and then actual drama. Bernice's business is now getting hit with a bigger fine. Apparently BC she missed some filing again, and she's blaming Jared for not helping her find the docs. And he's blaming me for not organizing everything. And Lane's saying it's all my fault for being stubborn, and my mom's saying, maybe if you hadn't pushed Bryce away, we wouldn't be here. People are shouting in the background while I'm on the phone with Kelly. I can hear it. It's like a family cage match at this point. I'm honestly just tired. Not like, oh, poor me tired, but just over the whole circus. I ask Kelly, so what do they actually want from me now? And she just sighs and says, they want you to come back and just sign the papers, help them fix it. I tell her, I'm not doing anything until someone apologizes, and that's final. She says, I'm not getting in the middle, but you should know Grandma's losing it. Bernice is threatening to sue Jared, and Mom's talking about selling the house to pay off her fines. I get off the phone and just sit there for a sec, watching my phone blow up with texts. Uncle Lane sends a message that just says, you win, Bryce. Happy now, Bernice writes. You're punishing the whole family for your own issues. Hope you're proud. Jared's is classic, says, you're such a child. Just sign the damn docs and we'll never bother you again. I don't respond to any of them. The real kicker is my mom. She sends one message finally that just says, can we talk? Not hey, not sorry, just that. I leave her on read. I'm not interested. She's mad because she lost control, not because she suddenly cares about me as a person. I'm not giving her the satisfaction of crawling back so she can pretend we're all good. I email the lawyer and say, for the record, I won't be participating in any family events or trust business until I receive a written apology from every single person who insulted me at Thanksgiving. No exceptions. Until then, all requests can go through legal channels only. I CC the whole family. Kelly just replies with, wow. Nobody else says anything since then. Dead silence. I guess they're busy blaming each other or scrambling to fix things. I don't really care. I spent the rest of the night out, had a decent time for once. I know some people are going to say I went too far, but honestly, after years of being the family scapegoat and fixer, I'm not losing sleep over it. Let them sit with the consequences for once. I'm not the one who started this, but I sure as hell finished it. So that's where it's at. I'm not going back, I'm not bailing anyone out, and if they want to come crawling, they can do it with some actual respect for not holding my breath. But at least I know I'm not making this mistake again. Thanks for reading the saga, I guess. If you're out there and your family treats you like crap until they need something, don't let them. You don't owe them your sanity, your time, or your peace. I'm out.